Hi guys,
Hi guys, welcome back. Wait.
Oh.
Oh.
Beep, beep.
Beep, beep.
There's like an actual.
I know.
Hi guys, welcome back to the second episode of the Horror Hotties.
I am here with Bunny Page,
and we just got done watching A Quiet Place 2, directed by John Krasinski. And wow, just wow. We do actually have a trailer that we're going to show you guys, and then we're going to get into talking about what we thought about the movie, some key points. So take a look and see
what you think.
Hey, like we said, Bunny here, and just doing episode 2. I'm glad to be back.
I know.
I'm excited about this movie.
We're a little bit smaller this time, but we're still going to go strong, and we got to figure it out. And the movie was interesting, so we'll have a lot to talk about. That's for sure.
Tell me that didn't look scary as hell.
Okay. So when I watched the trailer the first time, it actually made me jump. It definitely was scary, and I wasn't expecting it at all. So I don't know if anybody else got jolted by that, but that was like, that got me.
Well, yeah, I did kind of jump because that first section where she's being chased by one of those monsters, I guess.
Monster, alien, whatever.
Yeah, we have no
we don't really know what they are, kind of scenario. It's kind of open-ended, which is, I feel like kind of open-ended, which is, I feel like in the entire movie is that a lot of the storyline
stays so open. Like, they just leave you hanging on so many different levels.
Honestly, like, I feel like John did a really good job. So the father in the first movie, we just found out, like, he directed the movie.
So he had a lot of involvement in the filmmaking,
graphics, and the storyline, and I think he did an awesome job, honestly.
Yeah, I think what were we? Some research popped up saying that both John and Emily Blunt both worked together on the writing of the movie as well as the acting. And I believe John was actually also one of the monsters in the movie. And they were saying when they were doing like a test shot up for the monster itself that like everybody in the audience was laughing because the CGI hadn't really been imposed on that particular scene.
And I feel like you always see like clips on Facebook or on social media where the actors all dressed up, or the the stuntmen, or whatever you call them.
Oh yeah, you see the non-CGI version, so you're just like, that looks ridiculous.
It looks absolutely ridiculous without the special effects when they're in the green suit and all that with the button. Like, just, there's so much going on, and you're like, how does that turn into something so like realistic looking? I feel like the monster or the alien itself was really well done.
Yeah.
Like, just the amount of detail, all the teeth, just, like, the colors.
The heads, the, like, movement of it was pretty brutal.
Definitely.
So I like that we do find out in this one that they can't swim. Mm-hmm. And that's how this little island has survived. But it quickly goes to shit because one of them jumps on a boat and it just kind of happens to float towards the island. Yeah.
Just like the plague, you know?
I think we're all like, no!
Oh my gosh, yeah. If you watch the movie, there's a lot of just scenes where they're just walking through, and then all of a sudden there's just a boom, a jump scene here, and then a jump scene there, and it's just
It's
so
not the typical jump scenes. For
fast.
some reason, it hits you harder. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like it's, I don't know, like it's not something that far fetched to me. Like if you believe in the extraterrestrial, yeah, like yeah, well, if that's how they came here, that's
I feel
kind of
too
how I
is-
feel like it would happen.
I like the establishment that they did with the first one with the family members. So you really get attached to these characters so that in this second part of this movie,
Oh my gosh,
you're
absolutely.
in total panic, you know, when the son locks himself and the baby in that
Oh my
little
gosh.
capsule on
I was
accident.
so worried. I
know,
gosh,
right?
it's so hard not to say what happens, but there's a scene where they're locked in an area and they risk running out of air, basically, and it's just really heart-wrenching, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Or the amount of emotions that it elicits, like when the kids are scared that, you know, one or more of their family members end up like needing to go out or end up disappearing. Like you too are on the edge of your seat, like, oh my God, what happened? Who's died?
Right.
Like,
And I definitely wasn't expecting the main character of the movie. I feel like for me was the daughter. Just because she kind of steps out at some point and makes a point to try and make things different or try and figure something out, how to stop this from going on.
she's got some balls.
And try to find other people. So she kind of led the movie in that direction, which I really thought was like just well done, the way that they did that.
For sure.
Who was your favorite? Oh, you know what? Yeah, what was your favorite kill scene?
Oh, I think it was Mama Bear coming to the rescue.
Oh my gosh, yes.
When she kind of shot the oxygen tank and it set the fire, and she
Exploded.
figured, you know what, I'm gonna let the sprinklers go off so it can't necessarily hear. Genius. I probably would have gotten to blow it up. That would have been my
Right.
only thing. I wouldn't have thought past that. Like, oh, it'll survive a fire and
I would have just, if I would have seen that thing coming out like the way that it did after that, I would have just lost it. I don't know if I would have made it at that point.
you would have passed out.
I feel like mine would have to be just honestly when they're on the island and they first see the monster come out. Just for me, it was just like, oh, these people have felt so safe
Yeah.
and so comfortable for a little bit, you
They
know,
thought they
more
had their
than
control,
others, obviously.
And then they lost
And
it.
then now they've lost the control all of a sudden because they've helped some stranger. So it's like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Like, and then when they just like tear through them. It's so ridiculous. Like, they're
Although
just like,
I can't lie that one at the dock scene where Cillian Murphy is trapped and he somehow manages to like
wrap the net.
wrap one of these dock people, these, I don't know, crazy scavengers or whatever.
We don't
These-
even know
these
who they
random
are.
dock
That's another
people, that's what I'm
open-ended
calling them.
point. Another open-ended point.
Yeah, who are they? What did they want? Why did they take the girl and not
Right.
him? Why? Like, I assume it's a posing threat. So
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
But yeah, that moment where he's like, okay, you need to dive into the water while I make as much noise as possible to
What
get
was
these
he
things
saying?
here, right?
Because he can't speak sign language, so he's like, oh, and that was the other thing is the actress Millicent who plays the daughter is actually deaf in reality. So
Yeah.
she's a deaf actress.
I
So
think that's really
impressive.
nice.
And I mean I don't know how hard it would be to run around a scene or just a set like that, so intricate. But wow, she did an awesome job.
Yeah, I love that they brought in American Sign Language and made it more accessible to even us who may not have studied or learned how to sign. And it's including another form of communication to people, and I wish we did that more
More often, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a really good point too. Because I feel like in the first movie that was a very big focus. That was what made the movie so popular initially. Was just, oh my gosh, like there's so much, they're silent. They have to be quiet.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, how else would you communicate? Well,
yeah, you got to
sign language is the perfect explanation. So it was definitely a really good point of the movie, and I think that was really helpful for their community probably as well.
I hope that if there happens to be a next one, which we're assuming so with how open-ended that end was, I hope that, the family reunites. I hope that everything ends up getting safe and somehow they find like a safe haven with like a military presence or something, and it's like humans versus aliens, let's go.
But then it's like, how quiet would a military place be, So it's like, would they have groups of people meeting up like that? Would it be like, I don't even know what that would look like.
Yeah.
Having to be so quiet.
Yeah.
Is my thing. It's like one thing to block out a zombie, but these things are
we could take out zombie apocalypse. We wouldn't be able to survive this because
these are like alien on steroids. Like they're just ridiculously strong. They're just tearing through everything.
Oh my
and
God, their
the
speeds.
only weakness that they have so far seems to be not being able to swim.
And that loud, obnoxious noise.
And that loud frequency sound really kind of, or I guess interference, really turns them off. So I don't know where they're going to take it. I don't know where it's going, which I really love because it's like, I want more.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's a great point to make.
Yeah.
So.
This is one of the very few sequels that I can actually sit down and tell somebody, this sequel is just as good, if not better, than the first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that doesn't happen very often in horror either when you really think about it.
No, it
Not
really
at all.
doesn't.
It really does.
Because it's the same stuff over and over again. And yet somehow John Krasinski somehow made it the same and yet not. Mm-hmm. Like he puts
but different.
Yeah, I think he
Same
puts the
but
characters into different situations with the same kind of monster and has different reactions for all of them. You know what I mean? Like it shows a diverse reaction.
I think I liked how they came into play with the past friend. Because he was a past friend of theirs and he had lost his son and his wife. And he was doing some really weird stuff with that as well, which they also leave open-ended.
Like I understand grieving, but damn, did you really need to like keep your wife's corpse with you?
I don't know what was going on there.
Just lay it to rest, man. Just lay it to rest.
But the only thing that I will say, one thing I noticed that I wasn't sure about was the red eyes on the cult people. I feel like that main guy that we saw when he looked at the camera or when he looked at the monster, his eyes were really, really red. Like really red, like the little girl's that was sitting there. So I'm like, is that something? Are they starting to like... That's what I would think. They're just out there being crazy.
I mean, how else are you going to survive? I mean, that would probably be the easiest way to just live out the rest of your life in an apocalypse like that.
Yeah, they're all just out there doing a bunch of crazy things they shouldn't be doing.
Drugs, man!
They're like, what else are we going to do? We're going to die anyway, right?
Might as well go hard.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I mean, what would you say about the movie? What do you think about it?
Ooh, that's really tough for me. I thoroughly enjoy this, and I could watch it on repeat over and over.
I feel like I could do the same.
I really feel like it's an 8 or a 9 out of 10 for me. The scares weren't always predictable. The message that it was leaving really had a profound impact. The, absolute confusion and fear was there the whole time. I was on the edge of my seat the entire movie.
Yeah, no, I mean, I jumped probably 6 or 7 times when I watched it, and then I got so scared on the trailer, I had anxiety for like the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Oh yeah,
then I had to see it again.
That beginning, man, that had me like hyperventilating.
I know, that was just, the beginning is so powerful. I feel like it really led the whole, I mean, another thing that would lead the direction of the movie, with just being in like, this isn't gonna be your typical, oh, the monster pops out here and there. No, this monster is there. He's all the time. Like, they're everywhere. So it's like, they're not
There's
like
no getting away.
overpopulated, but they're dangerous and they're there. But I feel like I would probably give it the same, about an 8 or maybe even a 9, to be honest. It's honestly one of my favorites. So
how much did they say they give it on Rotten Tomatoes too? It was like
it's a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. 91%, which you don't see that very often, especially in horror as well. So,
yeah.
But I think Krasinski did a great job. They did a great job. I feel like they, you know, as far as the CGI, the graphics, the acting, the set work, God, everything was so great. The sounds, even. I mean, obviously the audio.
Sounds or the lack of.
Yeah, lack of sounds, but the audio, I feel like they would have had to focus on very important sounds. So they did a really good job overall. So let's take a look at the trailer one more time. But yeah, before we do that, I did just want to say thanks for coming and being here with me. And doesn't the room look absolutely beautiful? I think we did a great job coming inside. So let's watch the trailer one more time.
Welcome back. We wanted to just say this is Bex. I'm Bunny.
Yeah.
Thank you again for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe, follow us, and next week on Wednesday, we'll be back here for episode 3.
Heck yeah.
Horror Hotties for the win.